Hi Days fans, it's Amy and JB, and we are going to talk about Friday, June 22nd. And I want to start off by saying, I was telling JB yesterday that I was a little teeny bit worried about Camilla Banus' character of Gabby, because if she goes too far with this, psycho that's kidnapped Melanie and the one that she hired to stalk her. If she goes too far, like say she were in on the fact that he was kidnapping Melanie, say at some point he tells her that he's, I said she's not going to be able to come back from that. They'll have to write her off the show because they don't usually put up with that unless it's Kate. And no sooner do I say that than Kate gives that freaking box
dagger
with a dagger, and then Carrie is like so chill with that. She's, I would have gotten up and walked away.
Carrie should have had a freaking miscarriage.
Oh, I know.
God.
Like, if that did, I was thinking that too. Like, they're not worried about her miscarrying. And not one mention of the fact that...
Mother-in-law from hell, Kate.
But I'm a little annoyed with the whole fact that Carrie's pregnant to begin with. Because, does anybody remember?
She can't have babies.
Yeah. But yeah, I would have walked away or told her off or something. I wouldn't be like, okay, you can have this back. You're not going to need it. I'm not going to cheat on your son. Like, you didn't just give her a freaking dagger in the middle of the town square? That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that Kate, man, she's got some freaking... She's got the what's that thing?
Looks that kill.
Yeah, I wrote that on my notes. I said, Kate has her eyes on killing Carrie.
God, who hasn't she tried to kill?
Yeah, and then she's like, you Brady girls have messed with my
and Chloe.
Boys. Oh, yeah,
everybody's messed with your boys.
Yeah, maybe it's your boys that have a problem. You ever think of that? Crazy woman. So, on a more sad note, or on a very, very, very sad, depressing note, we are losing some of our key players here. Stefano.
Dead.
And now Lexie.
Dead.
I know it's horrible. Watching Theo.
But I do applaud them for giving her a good send-off.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't just, do some quickie goodbye. I mean, she deserves it. She was on the show. She was a loyal
No, they
actor.
did a good job with that.
And she asked to be written off, and they did a good job. And it was very sad, and I cried.
I cried as much during Will's scene of hugging Marlena and being like, you're the reason I am who I am. And, John being like, so what, you're gay. Come here. Give me a hug.
Congratulations to Chandler Massey for
Chandler
winning
Massey.
the Emmy Award for Best Young Actor.
Outstanding younger actor.
On a daytime... What is it full?
An outstanding younger actor in a daytime series, I think, is the full title. And Molly Burnett is up for this too, but I haven't checked to see if that's been posted yet.
And not to say I told you so, but haven't we been raving about his performance on Days of Our Lives?
Of course.
He's just constantly in conflict and angst and...
No, he's a serious young actor. And after meeting him, I take him even more seriously because he's not he's serious about what he does. When he speaks to you, he's well spoken, he's clear, and he's not 100% like Will. There's a difference between Chandler Massey and Will.
Yeah. And
I think that's a testament to his acting too.
I'll never forget when we asked him if he shot EJ back in
November.
And he goes,
No, a year ago, November.
Oh my God, yeah. And a year ago, November.
So we're talking November of 2010.
We're talking about 18, 19 months ago. He's like, I always assumed that I shot EJ.
He said, I made the decision that was the backstory I was going to write for my character.
Yeah. And this was completely unknown. I mean, we thought maybe.
But no.
It was not 100%.
So you heard it first here from our DaysTalk live at the Day of Days. Now, I'm having some momnesia. And
what?
JB says that I told him that they're not doing Day of Days this year. And that sounds vaguely familiar. So do any of you know, are they doing Day of Days this year? Because I kind of need to know. Yeah. Put it in the comments if we have anybody still watching this. What?
Let's get all the sad stuff out of the way before we start talking about the hot stuff.
Yeah.
So Lexie, did we already say goodbye to Lexie?
Goodbye, Lexie. Renee Jones, I wish you the best. I know this was your choice, and I applaud you for realizing this wasn't something you were loving doing anymore. So,
but hey, James Reynolds,
oh, he did a great job.
He stepped up to the plate.
And KDR mentioned, I think it was KDR, that maybe they're going to put him with Kayla. And
totally.
I could see that happening.
Totally.
I could see that happening.
I'm already banking on that. Oh, Steve, suddenly out of the picture. How convenient is that for Kayla?
Maybe he finally signed a long-term contract with Young and the Restless and they've given up. By the way, we've always been spoiler-free, but we are now, like, completely in the dark is what we are, because we were behind on days, and we do not have a clue. We haven't been on Twitter. We haven't been on Facebook. All we see is, like, a slight glimmer in the corner of our eye when we go on NBC, like if we haven't seen, say our DVR didn't work and we have to watch it on the NBC channel website. We might see something, but we don't know anything. For all I know, Allison Sweeney could have her last day tomorrow. I have no idea what's going on right now, outside of what we see on the screen.
That's the way you should watch it.
Oh, it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going on.
Everyone out there is like, those people are so stupid. They call themselves Days addicts. They don't know crap about the show.
Yeah, like we didn't know Stefano was going, did we?
No, I barely knew Lexie was going.
No, we knew that.
But not the day. And
no, we did not know the day. Like, we're like, she's in the Rose Garden. I'm like, oh dear.
Anyway, poor little Theo.
Oh, I know. And so are they... I can't tell if they're suggesting that he's following in his grandmother's footsteps and he has visions, or if they're suggesting that because of his autism, he's like more in tune.
I think that's what most people think, but I think it's the other one. The
yeah.
Crazy woman doesn't want Abigail.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Cameron,
what's
she's
coming?
casting a dark cloud over you.
Now listen, I have dated some guys whose mother did not like me. Okay. Really, hated me. And I'm thinking, Abby, you do not want to get into that. No,
she didn't seem very happy, or I should say, she did not seem very upset about her daughter dying. She could barely bust out a tear.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what... Yeah, and I thought it was kind of lame that while she was talking about that, she said to Cameron, and I'm sure you'll be leaving me now, too. I'm like, why don't we pull out the guilt card here, lady?
You know, there was that one episode where Celeste and Abe went up the stairs
he
together.
He denies that. James Reynolds, we brought this up at one of the...
He denies that scene ever happened?
No, he denies that it was the way we describe it. So what JD and I are talking about is one time, I don't know if Lexie was down in the tunnel getting her brain tumor at this point or what, but at one point, it seemed to us when Tanya Boyd was portraying Celeste...
Wow, you know her name, huh?
Yes, that Abe and Celeste went upstairs together, and it kind of had this vibe like, you know what you do when you go upstairs. And so we brought this up to James Reynolds at one of the Day of Days events, and he's like, oh, no, they were probably just going to bed.
He takes this stuff seriously. Remember,
did.
I'm like, hey, James, shouldn't we bring back tech? It's like, no, we don't need any tech. No.
But
don't mess with my wife.
No, but I don't know. I think that he's going to end up with Kayla.
Anyway, yeah, that's a huge prediction. I will put money on that. Put your comments.
Our next huge prediction is, who is EJ's real daddy? Now,
It's not a prediction. It's a question.
Well, you're to make a prediction.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking a question.
Okay,
you make
all
a
right.
prediction.
On the count of three, I'll say my answer and you say your answer. 1, 2, 3. Ian. Oh, you were supposed to say it too.
I wasn't ready.
Okay. If not Ian, John.
A lot of people think it's going to be John and Hope, which would be awesome.
John and Hope? Not John and...
Well, obviously Hope wouldn't be the father.
No, not the same mother?
You know how that works, right? I hope.
Okay. I'll show you.
So... that would be awesome. And there was a little bit of hinting at it being John tonight, in my opinion, because Agent Spencer, whatever his name is, ISA is coming to town so that they can have an impartial
Steve's back of the ISA. God, everybody's in the ISA.
Yeah. They want to have if they bring back someone else to play Steve, I'm going to throw up. But anyhow, if they, Agent Spencer's come to town to take over the Stefano investigation because, they can't be partial, obviously. And they're like, who do you think it is? And they're all like, Stefano. I'm like, Stefano's the only one that you guys aren't blood related to or have had sex with on that whole list. But, I don't see how Agent Spencer's really impartial because he's been working with Rafe and all these other people forever. I mean, they're kind of in bed together. But Agent Spencer says, is he the type, I need to know, is EJ the type of person who would shoot his own father in cold blood? And I think they were alluding to if John happens to be EJ's father. He shot John.
Love that scene.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. That was some crazy stuff.
One of his best scenes.
But Ian's a possibility too.
Link that up.
So who do you guys think? Is it Ian or John?
Yeah. Let's ask that question.
And I think Ian is Irish for John or something like that, just on a side note.
God. He's getting Brady all high on coke.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty. Don't mess with the man's protein shakes.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of this, when I was in college, I put on...
Make this quick because we're going to talk about,
Oh my God, we're already at 11 minutes?
Yeah, so we got to get the most
important. Who cares about when I was in college?
Protein shakes and stuff.
I won't tell you. Who cares?
Was there coke in your protein shake?
There was not.
Okay, move on.
Alright, so hot. Daniel and Nicole.
Jesus Christ, it's...
And she is showing. If you can make a hot scene with a visibly pregnant woman, you are on.
Barely showing. I like how he calls her legs. But my favorite is when he's... What was the quote of the day when she goes, if you knew my idea of sex, it would blow your mind or explode your head.
Yeah, but my quote of the day was when she said, in this showdown between the tramp and the man whore, who do you think's going to come out on top? And he's like, did you just call me a man whore?
But he is Mr. Cool. God,
yeah.
He is just... The skills on that man are unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
He can fix cancer behind an eye with one arm tied behind his back and land somebody from Chelsea to Kate. No problem.
But he likes him some patience, man. All you got to do is get on that doctor.
Oh, my God.
Who he's going to see that day. And
don't go to Dr. Dan for a breast exam. You'll end up, going all the way.
Yeah, he forgot that day of ethics class where you're not supposed to screw the patient.
But this is the most amount, lots of people are like, Chloe and Daniel and whatever. I don't remember. What are they called? Dan Lowy. Dan Lowy. What is...
You've got... Alicia's going to smack you through the computer right now.
Why?
You're like, what are they called? Dan.
What is the new one called?
Nicole and Daniel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I think this is the most amount of heat between Daniel and any one of those.
Yeah. And that's saying something, because Dan Lowy was pretty freaking hot in the beginning.
He is just so smooth.
Yeah, but she's pretty good, too.
Legs.
She does.
Hey, legs.
I want to say, I want them together. And I was very, very hardcore wanting Rafe and Carrie.
I'd go, Rafe and Carrie? What about Rafe and Nicole?
No. Yeah, that too.
Rafe and Carrie.
I meant to say Rafe and Nicole. But,
so bread and
I really, really wanted Rafe and Nicole.
White.
Well, you didn't want Rafe and Nicole? You did too.
No, Rafe and Carrie.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's like Wonder Bread.
No, but we wanted Rafe and Nicole. And
that's awesome.
Out of nowhere, like, one day...
They trumpet. They like... Oh, you got...
Daniel starts getting closer to Nicole one day, and I'm like, are they going to kiss?
I'll take your Rafe and Nicole and trump that with Daniel and Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole, by the way, you probably aren't going to be Chloe's best friend after this, but it'll be worth it.
She's all busy with
it. Is worth it.
Parker or whatever.
So, I want to talk a little bit about EJ. First, it was so sweet when EJ and Abe hugged. But I love EJ saying the ISA took over because the police department's impotent. And then, like, 2 minutes into the ISA being in his house, he's like, yeah, this is not an improvement. You guys stink, too.
You know what we haven't talked about? And I don't want to change the subject, but we're kind of running out on time. Is this whole Maggie and Victor thing.
Oh, God!
And who is Daniel's father.
Well, obviously it's Victor.
Well, then Philip cannot be...
No, remember we talked to them about this at Day of Days, and they said as long as they didn't conceive a child, it's who cares?
Bull crap. That's just... Who said that?
I think it was Maggie that said, or Suzanne Rogers that said it.
I don't know what she's talking about. They're not going to let that slide.
You can't say that about Suzanne Rogers.
I love her, but they're not going to let that slide. They're going to explain it. They're going to make what's-her-face, the cuckoo who left, the mother of Philip, and that will explain everything. And why not? I mean, neither of them are on the show. That will clear everything up, and I think that's my prediction.
So, we need to talk real quickly about two things. Melanie...
They got married. That is an insult to the writers. That's like telling, you weren't paying attention to the genealogy. They can forget about infertility and things, but go ahead.
I want all of you right now tonight to go to your significant other and discuss a plan should you ever be kidnapped and that person gets a hold of your cell phone. Come up with some kind of skill testing question.
Put it in the comments. What's the skill testing question you would ask your spouse, significant other, whatever?
Because seriously, someone could steal your...
We have one.
Someone could steal your cell phone and lock you in a soundproof photo darkroom, whatever, and then start texting, I've gone to Europe. And how would you be safe?
Europe. So crazy.
We have a tropical storm right now. We're not worrying about that. We're worrying about our skill testing questions. Should we be falsely imprisoned? And last but not least, Will and EJ, they are like close, but they're blackmailing, and Will is about to get that upper hand again because he is going to read that letter where it turns out that EJ is not a Demira.
Yeah. How careless of EJ. That just is so
serendipitous.
Isn't it just so...
I wrote on there that you need to suspend disbelief.
That is poor writing. That is lazy writing. To just, anytime you want anything to happen, any kind of secret to come out, just write it on a piece of paper, casually put it in a purse or a jacket, and fling it, and it comes out, and somebody finds it. Anyway, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we better stop. But we are glad to be back, and we are going to make every attempt to be in your living room.
Boom.
Oh, you didn't do the pow.
Oh, okay, let's do it again.
Okay, the couple that watches Days Together.
Stays together.